Yeah, let's start this. Motherfucker.
Yes.
Wow, rude.
Language.
I'm so cool.
Yes, you're cool because you swore.
Children's entertainment program, I'll have you know. Let's have no swearing.
Yeah, I mean, with a title like Drunk Golf, obviously this is a kid's show.
As if we already haven't had like AK shouting fuck in one of the previous
the
videos.
demographic for our show is between, 5 years old and 12 years old, maybe?
Yeah.
The kind of humour we put out.
Also, I think I'm being yelly again. I'm getting...
I'm not hearing
I'm
anything.
getting to that point that I'm just yelling. Like I'm like that on the phone. I'm like my mom when I'm talking on the phone. I yell, even though I really don't have to.
We'll turn into our parents eventually.
Yeah.
I'm screwed. My parents are terrible. My mum is like the worst human. I am screwed.
I noticed like I've become my mom a long time ago when at some point I noticed like I was talking to some, like I was at the market at our town.
Yeah.
I was searching for some kind of t-shirt or something, and I started like explaining to the seller guy that I was like looking for a t-shirt for an American friend, and I was just like oversharing, and later I was like, god damn, that's just like what my mom would do.
Jeez. I mean, I kind of have to talk loud because my voice doesn't really pick up on the mic if I don't.
Yeah. So
Yeah, we all become our parents. I've noticed that my mum's turning into my grandmother, and my sister's turning into my mum, and I'm almost certainly turning into my dad. So there we go.
I think I'm kind of like a mixture of both of my parents, because I do have a lot of similarities with my dad. Like we like the same kind of TV shows sometimes, like not all, and we have kind of like the same kind of taste in like food and
Fair enough.
stuff. Yeah.
I'd say I take after my stepdad more than my actual parents, my biologicals. But that's only because I spent more time with him.
Yeah, more influence.
Way more time with him than my parents.
That makes sense.
But it's one of those things.
Oh shit.
Most women, normally identify more with their mother than father. Unless, obviously that's not everybody, because some parents it's the other way around. Like, my sister's more of a daddy's girl than the mummy's girl, but
yeah,
predominantly it normally ends up being the one you spend most time with, and most girls used to, not so much nowadays, but obviously in the older generations, like my nan and my mum, it would be kind of the daughters with the mums more, because the dad would be more with the sons kind of thing.
Yeah, like I
still
like rather spend time with my mom than my dad, but I still know that I have a lot of similarities with my dad.
I mean, it's a stereotype kind of cliche that it doesn't really happen nowadays, to be honest. More fathers hang around with their daughters and vice versa. They spend equal amount of time. It's only kind of older generation, it was more of an obvious thing because the men spent more time with the men and women spent more time with the women kind of thing. Nowadays, it's completely different. My nephews, all of them spend more time with both parents, so there's no split really. Even though their dad works like all day, they spend all evening with him and all day with their mums. There's not really much of a difference. They do get a bit clingy to the mum, but only normally because my sister's a bit more of what's the word? Not a pushover, but a little bit nicer. Because there's always one parent. Doesn't matter about gender, but there's always like the one you go to more because there's more chance of getting what you want, kind of thing.
Yeah, like what's the word? I don't know.
More like lenient.
Yeah, you have one parent that's more the disciplinarian, and you have one that's more the one of them is the cat, one of them is the stick, basically.
Literally, it's a normal like stereotypical family, isn't it? But then you also occasionally get the ones where, or like the one thing I always know that everyone I've ever spoke to has always done is like, you have oh shit, why am I zooming out? Like the most cliched and obvious thing with parents is you always go to one of them first to ask for something, and then you always go to the other one and you're like, well, mum didn't actually say no. You know, you go to your mum says no, but you go to your dad and you're like, Dad, can I go and do something? And it's like they say yes, so you automatically go do it. And it's well, no, Dad said I could, you know.
I don't actually remember doing that
likely.
because I generally have like hard time asking anything. Like I'm too awkward. Like I don't want to like bother anyone.
Oh yeah, same.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Yeah.
And if I asked my mum something and she said no, then it was no. Like, even if I asked my dad, he'd just ask my mum, and if she said no, he'd just say no. It's like, yeah.
See, I was more, I'd get my brother or sister to ask. I was more of the like, okay, my younger sister's the baby of the family, and pretty much anything she asked for was like a yes because she was a little kid. So I was like, well, you go ask, and it's more, you know what I mean? Like, it's easier that way. Yeah. But then again, I had an older sister, younger brother at the time, and obviously I've got another younger sister, but I wasn't really around for that. But I grew up with an older sister who obviously was more responsible, had a job, and had loads of stuff she could do because she was older. So there was annoyance with that. And then the younger brother that was the younger brother, so more attention. But it's easier to ask a younger sibling to do it because if they're the favourite, or you know, parents kind of go with the younger kids. Oh, that's sweet. Okay, you could do that. You know, it's easier.
And I remember, like, my mom was kind of the strict one. Like, she wouldn't yell, but she's the kind of who just goes like dangerously quiet, you know, when she gets mad.
Like the disappointed one.
Yeah, and I do that. I do that too when I get like mad at someone. I just go completely like silent.
But it hurts so much more when like. Instead of just being shouted at, you're like, okay, fuck you for shouting at me. I hate you. I know you're like, fuck you. It's like when they go quiet and it's like they're not interested. They just.
But it also hurts yourself, you know, because then you're just like brewing everything up and like waiting for the other one to like say something like.
It's bad because of stress. And if you're like us with the kind of nervous disposition, it is quite bad because then you kind of like with me, I would instantly think, oh, the worst situation. And I do it all the time with my friends. It's like we talk, we have a slight disagreement, and I'll instantly think that, oh crap, I've just like ruined everything. And then because we're not thinking, then 10 minutes later, it's like, so what you up to, dickhead? And it's like, wait, so what?
I'm so easily to like think like, okay, now everyone hates me. Like, great,
everything's ruined. Great. Parents are harder because there's like an ingrained like instinct that. If your parents don't talk to you or like they're ignoring you because you've done something, then there's more like it's more of an ingrained like, oh shit, I've done something really wrong. Yeah. Because it's your parents, there's a respect barrier. If it's your friends, then half the time it just comes down to, well, fuck them, they won't talk to me, I talk to them kind of shit. Like, but parents, it's normally, oh fuck, mum's actually quite upset with me. I think I might have done something wrong, that kind of thing.
Yeah, but actually, I do remember I did get spanked at least once. When I was a kid.
Oh, every fucking one did.
And I get like that I don't know what it's called in English when you like. Well, I guess it's just a flick when you flick someone on the forehead.
Oh man, I've had that loads of times. My nan's old school. Like, you do something wrong, she doesn't slap you or like fucking spang or anything. Actually, even as an adult now, she'll just come up and flick the back of my ear. With like, she's old, she has arthritis, and she has really skinny fingers. But fuck me, is that the most painful thing in the world?
Yeah, somehow but flick on the forehead. It's just point. Like straight flick on the bone because there's not.
Yeah, like... but it's like mums and nans. It's like they have this inbuilt knowledge of where the worst and most painful area is because they always pinpoint it. So annoying. But yeah, like that's just old school way of people looking at it. Like nowadays, it's frowned upon to do that, and it's understandable. And it is proven that kids respond more from explaining why they've done something wrong and being calm and not shouting and hitting them. But like,
and mind you, I was born in the 80s. If anyone is wondering, so.
But at the same time, it's one of those things. Like, my great nan is 100 years old. She's been through so many different generations. She's changed her way of looking at stuff so many times that some of the stuff's gonna still be there. Yeah. You can't change everything. My great nan is 100 years old, but she still understands fully about modern day mental health issues and like how society is and how to raise kids and how breastfeeding's better and all that stuff, even though it's not what she was taught and it's not what she was raised and been around. Some people don't learn and they just think that, you know, it's normal. And then you get the old ones that just think, fuck it, kids being a dick, flick round the ear.
Exactly.
Screw it.
Just get a belt and spank them a little.
Well, that's the thing. That's
I think I only had corporal punishment when I was like fighting with my sister or like doing something dangerous. So it was like the most extreme form.
Yeah, literally. Siblings are the worst.
Yeah, I remember my little brother once. He like broke like the case of a cassette tape or something, and I remember I cursed, and my mom heard it, and she was like so mad. Because we weren't allowed to curse at home.
Yeah, same. But we got away with it a lot. But I mean, my aunt.
Yeah, siblings. I don't understand how my sister put up with me as a kid. I was such a little shit, and when I look back, it's like, God, I was a prick.
Ah, little brothers,
am
I right?
Young though, you know. The thing is, there's like, I had a younger brother and an older sister. My older sister was obviously 2 or 3 years older than me, but like, you know, matured way quicker than me, like grew up quicker, and I was an arsehole. Like, my younger brother, it was kind of like, if the older sibling is annoyed at you or attacks you, then you end up attacking the younger brother or sibling, because it's kind of like the chain of command. It's kind of how it went. And like with my older sister, there was things like, I would sit there for ages. She would have been like 14, 15. I was like 12. I'd sit there for ages just knocking on her bedroom door because it was closed to piss her off. And just every time she opened it, she shouted at me. I'd keep doing it. And then one time I put my foot in it, thinking it'd be hilarious. And then she slammed the door on my foot a few times, nothing. And then I pulled my foot out and was going to step into the room. And as she slammed the door, and I shit you not, I had the biggest smashed bump on the top of my forehead because just... complete accident, obviously, because she thought my foot was there, but Jesus Christ, it nearly knocked me down the stairs. It literally left the biggest bump on my head.
Oh.
But it's what you do as your sibling. Siblings are always dicks to each other.
Yeah, I'm the oldest kid, so I'm like the failure one.
Well, you're more the one that's looked on to be the grown-up and the mature one, to not be an arsehole.
But still, I feel like my brother has succeeded much better than I have. Like, he went to the better schools, and I'm back at the. I was just kinda I wasn't really bothering like being extra good in school. Like, I have some cousins who were like obsessed about getting the best grades of all the.
Well, fair enough.
Like, I was just like, as long as it goes through, I'm good.
I bunked off school so much I don't even have any GCSEs. I have one, but like my cousin, he was 13, 14, and he was accepted into uni early, and he had like an architecture fucking course whilst doing his GCSEs and other stuff before he was even 16. And there's me, and it's like, well, I mean, I have a G in IT, but I'm pretty sure that's a fail.
Yeah. And that one cousin.
My sister.
Yeah.
My sister was always 2 years older, and she was always getting like A's and A stars, and I was just getting like, I was still getting B's and A's, which were good, but I always felt like I was the disappointment because I wasn't getting the A stars or whatever. But then, like, at uni, she had a lot more trouble because she was doing architecture, which is obscene amounts of work, and it's like,
oh God, yeah.
I'm glad I didn't follow you in that respect.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Some people
that
like it's. There you go.
Yeah, that one cousin who was obsessed with the grades, she's now like some kind of math, like statistics.
God, yeah.
Like, she's doing that kind of stuff for work, and well, I wasn't caring about my grades, and here I am being unemployed.
Yeah, but it's one of those things. I was not very good. I had a very bad band at school, and because I couldn't stand being told what to do, kind of the anti-authority kind of douche as a kid, like, I refused to learn pretty much, and I kept getting put into lower classes because although I was smart enough to be in the higher classes, I was not studying. I wasn't bothering to, like, I knew what I was doing. I knew the answers, but I couldn't be fucked with it because I didn't like the teachers, didn't like the class. So when it came to exams, I knew what I was doing, but I didn't want to. I couldn't be fucked. I was at that age where no one was right. I was always right, kind of thing. So I didn't bother. And also during the actual exam week, I had really bad flu, and couldn't actually take most of my exams, and they wouldn't let me retake without paying for them. So I was like, yeah, fuck that noise, I'm gone. Like, but it's one of those things.
I'm really bad at like reading stuff, like all those kind of.
Oh, like those exams where you have like an hour to read and an hour to fill. Oh yeah.
Because I'm better at maths, so I don't know. Was it really smart to go to business school where you basically have to like learn by listening to teacher, which I didn't do very well because I'm bad at listening, and all I pretty much did at the courses was like find split ends from my hair. So 69.
Nice.
Oh, finally we got it.
Yay.